You've probably heard it. Toilets flush clockwise in the southern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the north. This idea is deeply ingrained in popular culture and often cited as a fun fact. A perfect example of the Coriolis effect, right? Well, not quite. That's one of the world's most popular half-truths swirling down the drain, a persistent myth that needs a closer look. Behind every question lies discovery. I'm Saluna, and this is SciCurious, where we uncover the science shaping our world. Let's separate fact from fiction, because this myth has been circling around for decades, influencing how many people perceive basic physics. It's time to set the record straight. The whole idea comes from the Coriolis effect, a real physical phenomenon caused by Earth's rotation. This force is indeed a fundamental aspect of our planet's dynamics. It influences how air moves, steering massive weather systems like hurricanes, guiding vast ocean currents across the globe, and even affecting the trajectories of long-range missiles. Its impact is significant on a grand scale. In the Northern Hemisphere, any moving object or fluid is deflected to the right of its initial path. Conversely, in the Southern Hemisphere, the deflection occurs to the left. This consistent pattern is a direct result of our planet's spin. That's why storms spin in opposite directions north and south of the equator, a clear demonstration of the Coriolis effect on a large scale. But, and here's the twist, it's way too weak to affect your sink or any small body of water. The Coriolis effect is measurable on the scale of thousands of kilometers, impacting global weather patterns and ocean movements. It simply doesn't have enough influence on the small, localized scale of your bathroom fixtures. Sorry, your toilet isn't a mini weather system, nor is it a miniature ocean. The forces at play in a small draining basin are far too dominant for the Coriolis effect to have any noticeable impact. So what actually makes your water spin one way or the other when it drains? The direction is primarily determined by simple, everyday factors: how you fill your sink, the specific shape of the basin, and even tiny imperfections in the surface material. The initial flow of water, the way it's introduced into the basin, and any pre-existing currents or disturbances completely dominate the draining process. The Earth's spin barely stands a chance against these local forces. If you pour the water slightly from the left side of the basin, it'll almost certainly spin left as it drains. Pour from the right? You'll observe a rightward spin. It's all about the immediate conditions. Basic fluid dynamics and local conditions win every time. The Coriolis effect, while powerful on a global scale, is still sitting on the bench when it comes to your household plumbing, completely overshadowed by other factors. But scientists have managed to show the Coriolis effect in draining water, under extremely precise and controlled laboratory conditions. These experiments require meticulous setup to isolate the subtle force. They used perfectly symmetrical tanks, ensured the water was perfectly still and free of any initial motion, and then waited for an extended period, sometimes up to 24 hours, before carefully pulling the plug to observe any effect. Only then, after eliminating all other variables and allowing the water to settle completely, did the water rotate in the expected direction due to the Coriolis effect. And even then, it was ever so slightly, almost imperceptibly slow. So yes, technically the effect exists and can be demonstrated under ideal scientific conditions. However, in your home, it's completely drowned out by the everyday chaos of water movement, basin irregularities, and external influences. Unless your bathtub was engineered with absolute precision by NASA scientists and filled with extreme care by serene monks, ensuring zero initial motion, you'll never notice the Coriolis effect influencing its drain. So, does water drain differently in the two hemispheres? Technically, yes, but only under those perfect, highly controlled lab conditions where all other factors are meticulously removed. It's a scientific curiosity, not an everyday phenomenon. In the real world, with all its imperfections and variables, your sink simply doesn't care what side of the planet you live on. The direction of the swirl is random and depends on immediate circumstances, not global forces. The Coriolis effect is truly amazing. It shapes massive hurricanes, dictates the paths of powerful jet streams, and influences global ocean currents. But your bathtub is just way too small for the Earth's rotation to notice or significantly impact. So, the popular myth that water drains in opposite directions in different hemispheres due to the Coriolis effect is definitively busted. It's a fun story, but not scientifically accurate for your everyday plumbing. There's always more to discover. I'm Selu, and this has been SciCurious. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next wonder.